So that first year out of retirement, were you still doing all that stuff? But
Yeah.
like in simple situations, like you're at the grocery store and you're like, dude, I gotta cut these three people, and you're like bobbing and weaving and doing arm
Absolutely. I'll
swirls,
walk by somebody,
sacking the
throw a little
cashier,
slap
like
rip.
yeah, yeah.
I throw a little slap rip.
Rip through that.
Yeah. Or I was still training. Like I thought I was gonna go back for one more year, man. Jeannie
Yeah.
had became the head coach at Cleveland.
Right.
And Rob Ryan was, I think, the D coordinator, and they was calling me like, "Hey, Dean, give me one more year," and da da da. So I was still training. It didn't work out, but my mindset was like I was still training. I didn't stop training. I didn't stop, doing the things I was doing. Like I was still getting ready for camp, still
Yeah.
getting ready for the season. That's how my mind was like programmed for so long,
Sure.
and it was kind of hard to turn that off. And I think a lot of us struggle with what now? Like, what do you do now? Like, you don't have something you have to get into. Like you say bye to everybody. It's time to go. Y'all not gonna see me. I'm about to go to camp, and the season starts, and that's our work. That's our job. Now, after all that time, you got to figure out now what's the next steps. What do you want to do? You can't just say, "Oh, I'm just gonna sit around." No, you gotta keep going. And that was my mentality. The next, what's next, and what do I want to do? But I had no regrets about that. I felt like I didn't do enough. Like I didn't work hard enough. I think that would have killed me if I would have walked away from the game like that.
Gotcha. Awesome,
Yeah.
man. All right.
Yeah, I left a little bit different.
Yeah, yeah.
I left a little bit different. I left the game saying to myself, I said, man, if I don't get my butt off this field, boy, they're gonna kill me. You know what I mean? That's what
You was a workhorse. I mean, you did it all.
Yeah, they're gonna kill
But
me.
look, you don't
Yeah.
regret that either, though,
Yeah.
right? That
Well,
was
my
that
last
was a smart
season
play.
in 2007, it was kind of like the message upstairs with the staff and head coach was that I would only have 10 plays in 2007.
A game?
That was it, 10 plays. And they could have them however they wanted. Passing, blocking,
Really?
decoy,
A
whatever you
10
want.
play
Wait, 10
contract.
games? They told
10
you
plays.
10
No,
games.
10
10
plays.
I'm sorry, 10 plays.
10 plays was what
Crazy.
2007 looked like for me. I said, oh, yeah, I could do that. Ride this out, right? I get in the game and Larry Johnson gets hurt. I think he breaks his ankle or something like that. And I end up, it's like
10 to
it's
60
like
plays.
week 9. Yes, like week 9. And man, I went in there, and of course, just the mentality, my work ethic, and things like that. If you're gonna give it to me, you're gonna feed me, I'm gonna take it.
Right.
So I ended up getting to the game, and man, I probably had like 50 plays later. You know what I mean? Between offensive plays, running the ball, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I says, man, yeah, they're gonna kill me if I keep staying out
He was
here.
like,
you know?
and that was it for you?
Yeah, that's kind of was the determining factor for me. You know what I mean? Because I got to a point where I could get, like I score a touchdown, your teammates get behind you and they pat you on the back or on the head, and then I would get numbness, would shoot down my body. I would get tackled, something simple, a simple tackle, and hit the ground a certain way. And one particular play, I was raising up, and the defender was jumping. I thought he was going to veer off, but he jumped over me, and his knee caught me in the helmet. And again, body goes numb.
Pain.
Yeah. So it was battling through some of that stuff like that.
He was like, I'm good.
Yeah. But they kept feeding me the ball, and I said, man, them 10
like-
plays ain't happening no more.
Nah.
So
I would've went into
How
the
long does a
office and
broken
knocked on
ankle?
the door like, hey man, are we gonna increase the pay? Because we had a deal.
10 plays.
10 plays.
70 plays ago. What's going on?
yeah. So yeah, it was a little different for me. So it was one of those things where I had to just make a call, and I remember sitting there in the training room at halftime versus the Colts, and ended up talking to the doctor, and it was one of those decisions I made right then. I never came back
Really?
out. I never came back out, the training room.
I didn't know
Yeah,
it was
I stayed
halftime.
inside.
Wow.
Yeah, halftime.
Wow.
And the
Never came
season
back out.
wasn't over?
I think it was the week before Thanksgiving.
Really?
So we still had, what's that?
Wow.
That's still
Still
what,
games
5,
left
6
out
Yeah,
there.
5, 6 games
yeah.
left.
Yeah, something like that, maybe 5. Yeah, because I know I think we finished before
Well, that's health.
New Year.
I mean,
yeah, back then.
you were concerned
Yeah.
about your health.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that was, I mean, that rules all.
Yeah, it was one of those calls. So I had to make it.
OG call.
Yeah.
You had to make an OG
Yeah.
call.
Like, I'm out.
So fun to
They're
see.
like, where Priest go? They're like, I think he's in San Antonio.
Hey man, that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I literally flew back to Kansas City on that Sunday evening, right? Flew back, went to the team meeting on Monday morning, right?
Announced.
Made the announcement. Tuesday at the press conference, I was back home in San Antonio on Wednesday.
Damn.
Yeah,
you
it was,
wasn't playing.
yeah, I'm just like, I'm out.
You wasn't playing.
Like, I'm out.
You wasn't playing.
Yeah, I can see the writing on the wall. I think them carriers gonna keep coming. You know what I
Right,
mean? And so,
Right.
Yeah, it was
Who
one of
was
those
behind you
situations.
at that time then? Who ended
Let's
up
see.
finishing out the season? Do you remember?
Kobe Smith. He's the running back coach at Arkansas right now.
Okay.
And Kobe was coming out of Louisville.
His
Yeah.
brain was probably like, all
Yeah.
right, Larry
Yeah. So
Johnson
he
gone,
kind of got
Priest Holmes
dropped in
gone.
there. And that's really what happened.
He was on a 5 carry.
He was our rookie that
contract.
season. Larry goes down, and then it was like, well, we know what Priest can do, right? Even though
Yeah.
I was coming off of an injury, but he's like, we still know what he can do. He's done it before. He's come back from every other injury. You know what I mean? So it's like he'll do it again. And I get in there, and sure enough, man,
The thing about him though, like for the rookie, it was big shoes to fill because
Mhm.
like third down blocking,
That's right.
first and second down,
Mhm.
catching the ball out of the backfield, like
Do it all.
everything.
Do it all.
So if you're coming in and you're not like you're one dimensional, you're not used to that, it's a fall off. It's a
Yeah.
fall off for the offense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because now their playbook is limited.
And it's food for you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you're going
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
got
And
this.
we're looking at that like,
Yeah.
hey, that's not Priest. So we already know he can't do all the stuff he can do.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. So now, hey, we already know this out of the backfield. That's a wrap. This is a wrap, and this is a wrap. So we already know what they're gonna do. They limited. So that probably hurt the team a lot. When he was
I like see that menu he explained.
Yeah.
He was like, a lot of them appetizers came off the menu.
Hey man,
y'all got chips and salsa.
Quick, and we're from
Chips
here
and
to
salsa. Chips and salsa.
Chips, but we're out of salsa. We're out of salsa.
Nah, that's real talk.
That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, Willie, I have to ask, and Priest knows this. I need to get a full rundown of your experience, the Cleveland experience.
Okay.
So post Patriots, you have all this success, and you end up heading to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Become a Cleveland Brown. Romeo Cornell, I believe, was there at the time, and you
my
worked with
OD
him.
coordinator.
Yeah, at the Patriots. So I can see why he probably wanted you there.
Right.
So what was the overall experience for you like in Cleveland?
Well, wait a minute, Willie. The only reason why he's asking this is because he needs a Cleveland story, so he can go back.
Yeah.
I gotta go back in town.
I gotta feed my family back home.
Gotta have a Cleveland story.
No, I'm in New York City now, but look, I grew up outside of Cleveland, and I used to go watch practices as a kid, and it's lifeblood there, right?
Yeah.
And everybody's take on Cleveland's different, but at the end of the day, everyone understands the passion of the fan base, and they never doubt that. But what was your experience like?
There's a huge passion for sports, especially football. And that was actually my first visit as a free agent. The Patriots were telling everybody pretty much, or I don't know if they was telling, but they was putting it out there that I was close to inking a deal going back.
Okay.
And that wasn't true. Like, and
they were just saying,
they were just saying that sort of the market was softened. You know how it goes in free agency, the market was softened. So we put out a statement that we're not close to a deal, and I love everything I've done in New England, but I got to do what's best for me and my family. If that's staying, that's staying. If that's leaving, it's leaving. So then teams were like, oh, well, they don't have a deal, whatever. So Parcells was in Dallas at the time, the head coach. So he was somebody that we were talking to. Romeo was in Cleveland. I forgot who was in San Diego, but we were talking to them. Mangini, I think, was with the Jets.
The Jets, yeah.
We were talking to them. And we're talking to like 3 or 4 other teams once they found out like I wasn't about to sign. So my first visit, I go to Cleveland, and Romeo and Phil Savage was the GM, which wasn't a good dude for a lot of reasons. I think he really messed up that program. But Romeo was there, and I knew what Romeo wanted to do. I knew what he was trying to build. I knew the culture. I knew the scheme. I didn't even need a book. I already knew the defenses that he wanted to do. Todd Grantham, I think, was there as a D coordinator, but I already knew everything that had to do with everything when it came to the defense. And I knew it was a great football town. I knew they love football. We played against Cleveland, like I said, my rookie year, and got our butts whooped down there. And I just remember the dog pound bouncing in the end zone. I just remember like the atmosphere and the people and everything that was going on, and Belichick and them, they beat us. Michael Jackson, all those guys. I remember they had a dope team.
Yeah. Ice Cube, Gerald McNeil.
Yeah. So they offered me. As soon as I got there, they was like, "Hey, we don't want you to leave." So I called Parcells. They threw a number out there. I called Parcells. He was like, "Yeah, that's a great number. I can get close, but I think really if that's a good deal." Called Mangini, same thing. Then out of respect, I called the Patriots. Okay. And, they kept making it seem like they wanted me to come back. I just didn't hear what I needed to hear at the time.
Sure.
And, Pioli was kind of like the GM, didn't have the title, but the GM. So we talked, and I was just like, all right, well, I'm going to sign this deal. So, probably in the next couple of hours, if I don't hear from you guys, and, hey, I appreciate everything. It's all love and respect, blah, 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 blah. An hour goes by, I sign the deal. Kraft calls going crazy. I didn't know you were gonna. I'm like, come on, man. Like, you knew,
you knew it was.
You knew it was up.
Yeah.
I'm sure when I made the call, we talked, and he's family, and they all understood. I wanted to retire there. It didn't happen that way. A lot of players didn't retire in New England.
Yeah.
Tom Brady didn't retire in New England.
Yeah.
Richard Seymour, Ty Law.
That's interesting about the program.
Yeah. We came back and retired, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of us didn't end up. Guys like Troy Brown and Brewski stayed, but. That's because they were okay with whatever deals. And I said I would have came back for less. But when I went to Cleveland, I just thought, this is a great opportunity. It's a breath of fresh air. It's a great football atmosphere. They love football out here. They're going to support it. It was tough. It was tough just because of the culture. They didn't understand how to win at the time. And Romeo was trying to implement that in the guys and teach them. And I guess I was a guy to bring over to say, okay, here's a guy who's a leader in our locker room, who knows how to win, who knows how to work. But the one thing I didn't want to do was be that guy to be like, this because you went to a different team. Because you won a Super Bowl when you went to
Baltimore,
you went to
and then Kansas City.
The KC, right? So I didn't want to go to Cleveland and be like, hey, this is how we did it in New England. This is how we won our Super Bowls. Do this. This is how we. Guys don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
Like, guys get irritated with that. So I didn't say much. I just did it. I just worked hard. I just did it. And I got guys to come along and understand, like, okay, I see how he works. I see he's doing more than was required. He's doing more conditioning than we have to do. If we had to go in the weight room twice, he's in there 4 days a week. He's always in the training room doing recovery. He's in there watching tape. I would make our group come in. We're watching, we're gonna watch 15 plays. We're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Start catching on, but just enough guys just didn't buy in.
Breaking news from Bet365. New customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. Sign up, place a bet for $5 and get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, player props, futures, and so much more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Hey, do you have a gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER in Arizona, Colorado, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maryland, North Carolina, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and Virginia. Or 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. 21 plus only, 18 plus in Kentucky. Please gamble responsibly. Must be present in Arizona, Colorado, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, and select parishes in Louisiana, Maryland, North Carolina, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and Virginia. $10 minimum deposit required. Terms and conditions apply. In-app only.
This has been a Playmaker production.